this is probably going to like upset a lot of NASCAR fans, and I know this isn't really like the content I usually post, but um, first off, I just want to say it's good to hear that Ryan Newman is okay from the wreck. Um, I definitely feel for Corey LaJoy. Um, I've been in two car accidents, and when you have something that's out of your control, it's a very helpless feeling, and I hope that Corey LaJoy knows that it's not his fault, and I know that photo of him, you see him sitting down on the apron or on the inside wall of the track. You see his head like barrel down and like this. He's like, what just happened? That's totally understandable, and I think as a NASCAR fan, logically speaking, you have to think that NASCAR needs to slow these cars down. Yes, there are a lot of factors into causing this type of accident. Is it rare that this accident happened? Per se, no, because this is Daytona 500. This is restrictor plate racing for like one of the most prestige just races in the world. So you expect racers who race in the Daytona 500 to give it their all. This isn't Ryan Blaney's fault. This isn't Ryan Newman's fault. This isn't Corey LaJoy's fault. This is solely on NASCAR. Um, there was a wreck at Daytona, the Coke 0400. It was Tony Stewart happened to spun out Kyle Busch. It's a very similar wreck. You, if you compare Ryan Newman's wreck and Kyle Busch's wreck, they are very eerily similar. How they hit head on to the wall, and then that next hit was totally different. One was to the driver's side, and one was to the rear. Kyle Busch's was to the rear, but the main difference was the speed of the cars. You had a huge difference. I saw this on Twitter. I think it's NASCAR Man at NASCAR Man. He put the video side by side, and like it's very eerie how like both cars reacted the same but in different speeds. But the second initial hit was totally different, and I think a lot of people, due to the result of the accident, are having this knee-jerk reaction. Um, could there be ways that NASCAR could have prevented the accident? Yeah, throw the yellow flag for Chase Elliott during that last lap going into turn one wreck. And but we wouldn't really know. Ryan Blaney did say that he was trying to push Ryan Newman to the win. I believe that when Ryan Newman was going for the block, Ryan Blaney got to his bumper, and when Ryan Newman was blocking, his car was at a certain position where if you hit the bumper just right, the car will get light in the rear and it would spin out. And I believe that's exactly what happened. Um, I do believe it's a racing deal. I do believe NASCAR will learn from it. Um, I think this isn't about making the sport more entertaining. This is about making the sport as safe as it can be. And NASCAR needs to get on it, no matter if it's slowing down the cars. I've heard some YouTubers say getting rid of stage racing, getting rid of the stage racing cautions after each stage is also another idea. And I've also, fans have also like, not petitioned, but also commented throughout the last couple of years just to put more short tracks or to get rid of restrictor plate racing. period. The sport is already as dangerous as it is, and NASCAR needs to keep that. It needs to keep the danger in play because that's what makes NASCAR NASCAR is the danger or auto racing in general. Um, Again, I feel like there's no one way to go about this for a solution, but I think, in my honest opinion, we need to restrict the cars and plate racing and slow down the cars for the safety of our drivers. Um, a lot of NASCAR fans are going to cringe at that, but at the end of the day, safety should be number one priority for NASCAR, especially with this incident. Um, the crazy thing is, this Daytona 500 was delayed a day, and there was over tens of millions of people watching this on TV. If this happened a day earlier on the day it was supposed to be ran, we don't know what would happen. Um, in my humble opinion and my analysis, I'm not no scientist or NASCAR expert. That trioval was just so deadly because they were coming toward the flat part of entering the trioval. That's where it happened, and then the accident, the head-on impact to the wall happened into the banking, which causes the car to just bounce off due to the safer barrier to reduce the energy. And that's something that NASCAR is going to look at. Um, NASCAR has always been known to make those improvements, and I do trust NASCAR in the safety aspect of their cars and sport. They do what's best for their drivers because they want to make sure their drivers are safe, and that's what matters. Um, it's I'm just kind of like kind of amazed how many different opinions are there for like how to go on about this incident. Um, I love Daytona. I don't think we should get rid of restrictor plate racing. Um, I don't think we should get rid of bump drafting or tandem drafting. I think that's totally fine. Um, that's something that includes the danger. I mean, that's what racing is all about, is to do whatever it takes to win. I don't think we should shield that from people who are interested in the sport, no matter if they're newbies or have been longtime fans of the sport. Um, my number one suggestion is make the cars slower. Um, Again, if you look at Kyle Busch's accident versus Ryan Newman's first initial impact accident, they are oddly similar, and the biggest difference is the speed. Um, so do I believe that there needs to be other changes besides speed? There could be, but that's for an entertainment standpoint, not from a safety standpoint. Could have just been avoided if we didn't have stage racing? I don't think so because, again, the final stage is no more stages, so I don't think that would be able to happen either. The stage racing isn't the reason why people get into more chaos. It's the way how the drivers drive in certain situations. Uh, for this particular situation, this is the Daytona 500, and you expect that kind of racing. And to win that race, you have to be aggressive to win. You have to know how to make the right moves and when to make them, with all the communication between spotter, driver, and team. Um, I'm just glad Ryan Newman's okay. I know it's gonna be hard on Corey LaJoy, um, Ryan Blaney. I know that they're probably going through a rough time, and comment down below what your thoughts about how NASCAR should go about it.